Hi everyone, it's Neka, and today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video of this new wig that I got from Nadula Hair Company. So stay tuned. Okay, so the main specs of this hair would have to be that it is Brazilian Remy straight in the length 14 inches, and it actually is one of the silk-based closure wigs that Nadula has. I ordered this hair off of their Amazon site, which was literally perfect given that it came in 2 days because I used Amazon Prime. So for all my honeys that just, you need some back to school hair, pull up because it's going to come in 2 days if you have Prime. And if you don't have Prime in general, I think shipping is going to take about maybe a week or less, but not too shabby. When I took the hair out of the package, I definitely was, kind of pleased that the hair felt very smooth and the ends on it were looking fine as well. I will say that if you do like blunt ends, you will have to trim the hair a little bit because while the ends were not exceptionally thin, they were not exceptionally thick either. They were somewhere in the middle, so that part of it was pretty average. It wasn't anything spectacular, but again, nothing bad, nothing too shabby. I just personally like more blunt ends, so I went ahead and cut that. The next thing was that the actual texture of the hair felt very soft. I didn't want to give it that true, okay, this hair is soft title until after I washed it, because I've ordered bundles before where once you wash it, it doesn't feel the same. Like, it never feels the same as it did when you first got it. But I was actually very, very pleasantly surprised that after washing this hair, it definitely felt just as soft, if not softer. And that was because I went ahead and dyed my roots, washed it out, clarified, conditioned, and then after that styled the hair. The next thing that I really looked for was how well the hair could actually hold the curl. And one thing that I've noticed is that when I do wear shorter lengths such as this one, I don't really like to wand curl the hair. So I did use a flat iron in order to finish up with all the curling, and then I just used my curling wand to fix the actual feathering of the bang. And I would say that on a scale from 1 to 10, when it comes to holding a curl, the hair would probably get about a 7.5 to an 8 scale. It wasn't perfect, but it definitely did a pretty decent job given that the hair is straight, and I had gone and done one pass through the hair before curling it. Inside of my package, I also had this hair wrap that has the NADULAHAIR logo, and it's actually both purple and pink, so super duper cute. But this is just something that I'm going to use, especially when my hair is straight, in order to tie down my edges and make sure that everything is just, whipped and nay-nayed. This hair is also a silk-based closure, so I did not have to bleach the knots since there was only a probably like half an inch worth of actual lace that I could have bleached if I wanted to, but I decided not to bleach it, and this is what it's looking like. And I actually did not melt the lace on this, so given the fact that the lace was not melted, I would say that the grids or the little squares that you can see on the lace are not overly exposed. From a distance, you definitely cannot see them, but when I get right into the camera, you can probably observe them if you're exceptionally close. But at a distance like this one, your lace will not be peeking through, which is what you needed to not do. The next section of this initial first impression would have to be the overall construction of the hair. I did notice that the wig was machine wefted, which is always good because then there are less spaces and less gaps in between each weft, and that lessens the chance of you having tracks that actually will slip or break prematurely. However, if you do like thicker hair, you will definitely need to increase the overall density of this unit because the hair is definitely giving a more natural thickness. Like, it's not overly thick by any means. It's also not thin, but if you like thick hair, you need to increase the overall density. Usually when you order the wigs pre-made, they can range from 150 density all the way up to 250 density. I got this one in the entry-level density, so I would definitely recommend getting it in about the 200% or just a higher density level, period, if you know that you like your hair to be thicker, since this may not work for everyone. Last but not least, I want to talk about the overall luster of the hair, and that was definitely a place where I was very happy about, given that I did not put any oil sheen in this hair after styling it. The only thing that I did was rub a little bit of hairspray and go ahead to you know, slick it down so that I wouldn't have a whole bunch of flyaways. So I will say that the luster on this hair is pretty good, and it's not giving me Remy hair vibes where it's like overly super duper straight. It still has a bit of texture to it, and it honestly looks like real hair as well as feels like real hair, which is really nice for any beginners that might not want the hair to look way too straight or way too artificial. And now for a few of the cons that I did notice about the hair. So the first one is the slight flyaways. I did notice on the top of my hair and on pieces of my bangs that there were a few pieces of hair that were shorter. And I know for some people, flyaways can be very, very annoying. For me, it's kind of in the middle. Like, if they can't be controlled, it's exceptionally annoying. At this level, I wouldn't call it annoying, but it's something you have to be cautious of, given that there are some light layers in this hair and even at the top of the hair. So the flyaways are something that's kind of teeter-tottering on that fine line of. The other thing is that with mentioning the fact that the overall density of the hair is not exceptionally thick, that's something that can be another con for individuals that don't see this video and don't hear me letting you know that the hair is not overly thick. This is definitely going to be a very natural wig. So if you're expecting it to be very, very thick, you need to increase the density. And if there's not a density that you would like, you might want to consider throwing together some of your old previous bundles or choosing a different wig on the site. But with all of that said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will be sure to do an update video as time progresses and I just see what this wig is made of. Bye everyone.